Yo, what's up guys, NazUFC, welcome back to another video. So EA Sports just dropped a patch notes blog on their website, and I'm going to go through it with you guys. I've already had a quick read of it, but I'm going to go through it again. So I know what to skip, so we're going to skip the first two paragraphs. That's just a brief description of the patch notes. March 5th, 2024, so tomorrow guys at 2 p.m. PT, which is 6 p.m. in the UK. Sean Brady, Jaden Turner, the two fights which are added. There's Jaden Turner. Can't really complain about the model. 93 punch speed, 95 punch power, 95 actually, which is actually pretty good for him. They've done him quite nicely. And yeah, so if he wins a couple more, he's going to have a few buffs. Eventually, he'll become a 4.5. And then if we look at Sean Brady, there he is. Yeah, can't really complain about the character model, guys. The tattoos are spot on. He's got good ground stats, but obviously he's going to have shit stand-up stats. Let's be real. He lost a stand-up fight to Bilal Muhammad, for God's sakes. But carried on. 229 fight week challenges and new alter egos. So I noticed this, guys. So these will be added on March 5th, 2024 at 4 p.m. PT. So 2 hours after the update, so 8 p.m. in the UK. So on the same day as the update, usually they do an update, then a week after they drop the alter egos. They're not doing that this time. It's going to be different. Striking. Increase the stamina cost of block, miss, and evaded strikes in the stand-up. This change is similar to the one in the previous patch, but bigger. So if you guys watched that video of me complaining about, UFC 5, one thing I said was I hate how EA Sports do updates, but they only tune things by a small number. They don't overdo it. This time they're overdoing it, which is good because if something fucks up or something's not good, right, and they've made a mistake, they can always trim it back. And that's the approach I want them to take, and they've done that this time. This change is similar to the one in the previous patch, but bigger. 7.5% for block strikes, plus 2.5% in the previous patch, plus 10 for miss and evaded strikes, plus 5 in the previous patch. Massive, guys. 7.5%. I'm pretty sure we're going to notice the difference when we play the game. Let's just say you're playing against a block breaker, someone that's spamming your block. If you try and focus on being defensive and just trying to get out the way of his punches, he will lose stamina. His stamina will drain, and you should be able to win fights with a defensive strategy like that. So I hope we get to see that more, because right now the state of the game is two players go into a UFC 5 ranked match. They spam and headhunt each other because they've got loads of stamina, and one person gets knocked out, and it just feels like there's no skill gap at the moment. So hopefully defensive strategies will come into play. But yeah, even though the change is larger than the previous tuning, it is incremental change rather than an overhaul. You may notice we often go for more significant increases or decreases when tuning other aspects of the game. However, stamina is a very complex variable with a heavy compounding effect. Therefore, in this one case, we have to be more cautious. We will continue to look at data and listen to the community. If stamina remains abundant of this change, we are ready to implement a more impactful change in the next patch. So I don't know if impactful means another big change, or will they quadruple that number? I don't know. Fix the tracking issue with spinning strikes. When they say spinning strikes, there's one strike they mean. That's the one I've been complaining about for the past few months and weeks. The one that MS13 spam, the spinning elbow. So spinning strikes were unduly tracking evasions, and it was possible to evade them, but it required a unintended sweet spot in timing that other strikes don't demand. Now they should behave like other strikes. So what that means is the previous patch, so what the game is like right now, is when someone threw a hook then into a spinning elbow, right? You would assume once you've blocked the hook and you pulled back, you would evade a spinning elbow. But that's not true. Because the spinning elbow, the animation was quite slow and not as fast as a hook, right? It created timing where if you pulled back, it gave your opponent enough time to adjust and land the spinning elbow. It was weird. It would still hit you even though you tried to pull counter it, right? Whereas if someone threw a hook and another hook, you would pull counter that, right? But that wasn't the case with the spinning elbow. It created good timing and it still hit you. Now they're trying to make it so that spinning elbow will be like any other strike. So you should be able to pull it. So like I've taught you guys in previous videos that once you've blocked a strike, try pull the second, right? So now you should have more success trying to counter the spinning elbow if you see it coming. I'm pretty sure people will use it less anyways because of the nerf, let's be real. Reduce the base damage of spinning elbows, lead 30 to 25, rare 35 to 20. So it does less damage too. You can counter it. they're reducing the range of the spinning elbow. The range was reduced from that of a jab range to a regular stand-up elbow range. So an elbow range is like less than a hook. So that is big, guys. So yeah, we're gonna start seeing people use the spinning elbow less. Let's be real. Reduce the block stun caused by spinning elbows. Look, they're nerfing it even more. This means the defender can act sooner after blocking the strike. The spinning elbows will end up at a greater timing disadvantage after they're blocked. All right, so I'm pretty sure that means once someone throws a spinning elbow towards you and you block it, there should be a window where you're able to like hit them or punish them back, kind of like the knee. Sometimes when you block someone's knee, you're able to quickly land a straight or a hook, or when you check someone's leg kick, you're able to quickly punish them with a straight. It might be that sort of thing. Half the block break bleed through caused by spinning elbows, 10% to 5%. Um, that's when someone hits you through your block and it still does damage. It's kind of OP the spinning elbows because if you have a cut on one side of your eye, they can still focus the cut even though you block the strike. It's weird. Quadruple the vulnerability conceded by the spinning elbows. So that can mean either one or two things, right? Vulnerability can mean that once they've missed the elbow, right, and you counter punch them or you land a punch, they're going to get more hurt or they're going to get dropped or they're going to get stunned. Or it could mean once they've missed the strike, they're going to be in a vulnerable situation longer where you're able to counter them. I don't know actually. I think the first point I said is actually more right. It seems more right. Reduce the base damage of the regular stand-up elbows. Lead 20 to 70. Yeah, bro, they're just nerfing all the elbows and spinning elbows. Let's be real, guys. Slightly increase the vulnerability conceded by the regular stand-up elbows. Yeah, that's another nerf to the elbow. Made it harder to call special guard breaks or specific kicks such as hook kicks and the rolling thunder. Yeah, so with the rolling thunder, I was actually kind of abusing it recently. I noticed that if you broke your opponent's block with hooks, right, and then you threw a rolling thunder, sorry, you were able to close a massive distance really fast. And a lot of people don't know how to block or evade a rolling thunder. You're meant to slip it, but a lot of people don't know that. People end up ducking into it or pulling, and it still hits them. It was kind of OP, but I think they're going to nerf that now. So all right. Removed an unintended damage penalty from nose injuries. To be fair, I don't even know what they're on about here. An unintended damage penalty from nose injuries. I'm just going to skip that, guys. I'll be real. Don't know what that really means. Improved blood particle effects from big hits. When the fighter is bleeding significantly from the nose or mouth, this change was in the previous patch, but not informed in the patch notes. Oh, okay. Guys, one thing they said in the previous patch was, oh, we added the rubber guard for Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier does not have the rubber guard, so that was just cap. Grappling. Cancelling a double leg into the over-under clinch will now require a 1% stamina advantage. All right, guys, that's good news. But I have to say, guys, I know I should be happy about that change, but the double leg bail was a pre-existing issue on UFC 4. Then they fixed it, and then it's kind of like history repeated itself. People were able to do the double leg bails again, and then they fixed it. So I don't know why it took them about 8 months to fix that issue. I'm pretty sure it was fixed a lot faster on UFC 4. So I don't really understand that. Um, so yeah, so I'm not going to applaud EA for that. This is a much requested change. Of course it was. It was a much requested change from the start of UFC 4. So I don't know why it took them that long to implement that change. Reduce the stamina advantage requirement for cancelling the single leg and the low single leg into a back glitch from 30% to 20%. Oh, okay. So there's another thing called a single leg bail, right? And people used to do it on UFC 4. It used to require 0% stamina, like the double leg, right? But got nerfed. And basically, if you don't know what that is, if someone has really low stamina, you go for a single leg and you decide to hold the right trigger to cancel it, you will end up like grabbing their back. So if people start using that would be kind of cool, mix it up. Ground and pound submissions now require a health event. That's a big change I noticed. So something you'll notice happens a lot is people will do a submission like an armbar, then they'll posture up and do an unblockable armbar again. So that's gone. So the only way they can get that armbar is if they've hurt you with a stun. If that makes say they punch you in ground and pound and you get rocked, they'll be able to go for that armbar. Or say they drop you with a knockdown, they'll be able to go for that armbar. So that's actually a big change. I actually I I was someone that quite used those submissions quite a lot when there was stamina advantage. All I used to do was go side control, deny a few submissions, posture up, and go for an armbar. But to be fair, I'm not disappointed with that change at all. I'm quite happy with it. This change's goal is to prevent the submission true combos that were possible by stringing deep submissions, desperate escapes that ended up in a ground and pound position right into another submission attempt, and subsequent. Oh, guys, I can't read. Finish whatever that word says. Reduce the stamina advantage requirement of some ground and pound transitions from posture full guard to stack guard 50 to 10, stack guard to half guard 10 to 5, stack guard to side control 25 to 10. That is some nerdy shit that I don't really understand too well, but I guess they're trying to say that in full guard, once you've postured up, you should be able to go to stat guard apparently if you have a 10% stamina advantage. If that is that what that means? Stamina advantage requirement. I'm guessing that's what that means. So if you've got 10% stamina advantage, you should be able to stat guard, which is kind of OP, you know. Stat guard to half guard 10 to 5. That's cool. Stat guard to side control 25 to 10. All right, cool. Fix an issue with the dash struggle animation temporarily hiding other actions. So this is the that's the DARS glitch that I exposed in one of my previous videos. They've fixed that. It's basically when you hold down the struggle button and you're able to go for the sub whilst something else is happening, and you were able to get the DARS stroke for free. It was able to work vice versa too. So say you were defending the submission, you could do the exploit to defend it. So yeah, they fixed that. Added a heel hook entry to the top stat guard ground and pound position. All right, cool. That's cool. It requires a heel hook level 1. According to how the ground and pound submission shall work, this patch it also requires a health event. Right. So let's say you knock someone down and you go straight for stat guard. You should be able to go for that heel hook. I'm guessing that's the only way you can kind of do it, unless you stun them in stat guard. L2 plus R1 plus down on the right stick. Yeah, cool. That should be easy to remember because that's how you do most ground and pound submissions. And yeah, allow the muscle modifier to be used in transitions from bottom mount to bottom back mount. All right, so let's say someone's on top of you in top mount. You should be able to hold the right bumper to do a power transition into back mount. So that might mean you might have to hold down LB or the left bumper L1 at the same time. So yeah, it might mean you have to hold down both buttons to go there. But yeah, so not a lot of people can hold down anyways. Good players can, and it can be quite a struggle. So you might have to use that. Giving your back can be quite risky too. Sometimes I prefer them being in top mount than having my back. So you've got to make a good decision before you make this, guys. If it's necessary, go for it. The mount feels slightly too strong after some recent ground and pound tuning. The new change is designed as an authentic and dynamic option for the bottom file. Its viability will likely depend on whether the attack is more dangerous with ground and pound or submission. Spending a lot of stamina to turn your back will mean play will fight against the threat of a rear naked choke or armbar. That's exactly, guys. So power transitions use stamina, and if you give your back using that power transition, you'll have low stam. So if they go for an armbar or a rear naked choke, you could be in trouble. So you've got to be careful when you make that decision. Slightly reduced facial redness during submissions. All right. Misc additions and updates. Yeah, I'm not too bothered about that. But guys, that's the update. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with some of the changes. They fix a lot of things as well. One thing I'm disappointed about is how they haven't focused on the wrestling. So there's in this past month we've seen clinch spammers, wrestling spammers, like takedown spammers, like people using a lot of takedowns and failing them and spinning elbows, which they fix. That's cool. But one thing about the wrestling is people are able to go for endless takedowns and not lose any stamina. So I would have liked to seen some sort of penalty added for fighters missing takedowns and failing to, you know, take you down. And when people miss clinch attempts, there should have been a bigger penalty for that, because that is an issue at the moment, especially for myself. The fighting style that I struggle with, right, that I'm really good at countering. I know I'm good at beating that fighting style because on UFC 4 I used to destroy people who tried to wrestling takedown spam me and clinch spam me. I was good at it, but this game allows them to do it for way too long, right? If they're able to do it up until round 5, and they have a lot of stamina. So I hope EA Sports can focus on that next time. Body damage, guys. Let's be real. Body damage sucks. Everyone's headhunting. No one's really attacking the body. I hope with the new stamina changes that it might help to attack the body. But if not, I hope they do focus on body health because it is a little bit too much. I know in the previous patch update, they, for some reason they reduced punch power to the body, which was super confusing. I don't know who asked for that, but I hope that shit gets reverted ASAP because that shit's confusing. But yeah, guys, not a bad patch. A lot of shit should be fixed gameplay wise, and yeah, I'm cool with it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Make sure you guys drop a thumbs up. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.